Hello Greenridge, I am really excited to be leading this assembly for you this morning. Now this week is Children's Mental Health Week, so we thought it would be a great idea to go through what this means and also to explain how we can help ourselves and our mental health throughout lockdown and more as well. So I am going to start this assembly and I am going to share my screen in one moment. Hopefully I am now sharing my screen and you can see the theme of this year's Children's Mental Health Week, which is Express Yourself. And I'm going to talk about that in more detail in a moment. Now, Children's Mental Health Week is run by a charity called Place to Be, and they help to support and improve children's mental health. And we're going to talk about what our mental health is in a moment as well. Now, this Children's Mental Health Week runs from the 1st to the 7th of February and encourages lots of people to think about how we can help our mental health. So hopefully this PowerPoint that I go through will encourage you to think about and revisit how you can support your mental health using the zones of regulation. And we use the zones of regulation a lot at school. So we thought it would be a nice idea for you to maybe apply what you've learnt at school at home, because a lot of you are learning from home at the moment. We also would like to discuss with you during this presentation the theme of Children's Mental Health Week, which is Express Yourself. And we're going to make links between healthy self-expression and good mental health as well. And we will be exploring different ways. There are lots of different ways where you can express yourself and encourage the feeling of happiness through expressing ourselves as well. Now, I would like to start off with talking about what mental health is. So Children's Mental Health Week focuses on the importance of your mental health, okay? Now, mental health is all about how we feel, how we think, and how we sometimes behave, because they all link together. Now, as I have said before, this year's theme to Children's Mental Health Week is Express Yourself, and we will be talking about that after discussing and recapping our zones of regulation. Now, here are our zones, and hopefully you recognise this poster because we do have this in all the classrooms at Greenridge. So as I've mentioned before, mental health is linked to our feelings, and at Greenridge we use the zones of regulation to help us think about how we're feeling and how we can support ourselves to move into the appropriate zone. Because when we are at school, or maybe when you're doing home learning, ideally you would like to be in the green zone, so you are ready to learn, you're calm, you're happy, you're feeling focused as well. Now, it's okay to be in any of these zones. So sometimes you might be in the yellow zone, and that's okay. Sometimes you might be in the blue zone, and that's okay. Even if you are in the red zone, you're feeling angry, you're feeling really, really scared, you're feeling terrified, that's okay as well. And we're going to support ourselves. The zones helps us to support ourselves to think about how we can calm down and how we can get into the appropriate zone, which might be the green zone. So if we are at home, we might want to stay in the green zone, and we will use the tools to help us do this. And I'm going to talk about the tools, and we're going to think about the tools in a moment. Now, I would like you now to think about how you are feeling this morning, or whenever you are watching this. You might be watching this in the afternoon, the evening, and that's okay. But I would like you to think about how you are feeling now. Which zone do you think you might be in now? So the blue zone, are you feeling sad or maybe a little bit sick or tired? Sometimes when I wake up in the morning and when I get to school first thing, I'm definitely in the blue zone. Maybe you're feeling like you're in the green zone. You're happy, you're calm, you're feeling focused and ready to learn, ready to listen and take in what I'm saying. You might be in the yellow zone. Maybe you're feeling a little bit worried about what you might be completing today in terms of your work, that's okay. We're here to help you. You might be feeling really excited. Something might be happening after you're doing your home learning today. Or are you feeling like you're in the red zone? And any of those feelings are okay. Okay. Now, if you are not in the green zone at the moment, that's okay. We can use the toolbox to help us with this. And you can also have a go at creating your own toolbox at home too. So here is an example of what my toolbox looks like. So here is my toolbox. Now, as you can see, we've got the blue zone tools, the green zone tools, the yellow zone tools, and the red zone tools. And these are all zones to support us to get into the green zone. So if we are in the red zone, I will use my red zone tools to help me move into the green zone. If I'm in the yellow zone, if I'm feeling frustrated, if I'm maybe feeling overexcited, I would use something from my yellow zone tools to, again, move me into the green zone. If I'm in the blue zone, if I'm feeling tired when I'm at school, first thing in the morning, or maybe last thing after school when the children have gone, I might be feeling quite tired. So I look at my blue zone tools and think about my blue zone tools to support myself to move into the green zone. And then my green zone tools are there to support me to stay in the green zone. Okay, so if I want to stay in the green zone, I would maybe look at and think about my green zone tools to stay and to encourage me to stay in the green zone, because that's where I would like to stay. That's when it's appropriate. Okay, if I'm in the yellow zone, I might use these tools to support me to move into the green zone. So for example, I might go and talk to someone about feeling frustrated. I might do some deep breathing activities, and I'm going to explain one of those breathing activities that you could do in a moment. I'll recommend one to you. I might use a fidget tool just to get out my frustrations or my overexcitedness. Again, I might take a movement break, do some exercise, or go for a walk. If I'm in the red zone, again, I would talk to someone. I'll do my deep breathing to help me. I might listen to music. I might count to 10 slowly, or you can take your time to take a breath, a break, in a calm corner if you've got this, or a safe spot as well. Now, if I were to stay in the green zone, encourage myself to stay in the green zone, I might drink some water. I like to read, so that keeps me in the green zone. It takes my mind off things. I try to eat healthily. I write in my journal, which is just like a diary, and I practice gratitude, which means I try and think about 3 good things that have come out from that day. And that ends my day on a really positive, a really good note. And I keep thinking about the good things that have happened from the day. So that's quite a nice thing to do in the evening. I might practice mindfulness, which is all about being in the moment. So I might take a mindful walk. I might do some yoga, just like some of you do cosmic yoga as well. So those are things that you can think about being in your toolbox, okay? In your toolbox, you might think about even adding maybe something like building. Lego calms some people down as well. So that might be quite a nice thing to add to your toolbox. And everyone's toolbox will look different, okay? Now I'm going to show you a breathing technique that you can use when maybe you are in the yellow or the red zone. So here is a breathing technique that I think I have shown you before, and it's called Slimy Hands. So I would like you to imagine that you've got a ball of slime in each of your hand, okay? And you're going to squeeze the slime as hard as you can. And as you squeeze your hands together, you're going to breathe in through your nose. So your mouth is going to be closed and you're going to breathe in through your nose. And then you're going to breathe out through your mouth and open your hands, imagining that the slime has spread across your hands, okay? So are you ready? So breathing in, we're going to squeeze through your nose, squeeze your hands, and then when you breathe out, you're going to open your hands, imagining that the slime has spread across your hands whilst you breathe out, okay? So let's go. And again. Can you join in with me? Keep going. Good job. And you can practice slimy hands maybe whenever you feel like you might be frustrated, or you might be feeling a bit upset about something or angry, and that might help us calm down, and it might help us move into the green zone, back ready to learn, ready to be focused as well. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the theme for Children's Mental Health Week, which I am really excited about. So it's all linked to expressing yourself. Now, I wonder if you know what expressing yourself means. Don't worry if not. So expressing yourself is about finding creative ways to share your feelings, thoughts, or ideas through things like art, writing, it could be dance, it could be baking, and doing things that make you feel good. Now, I just want to note that being able to express yourself is not about being the best at something or putting on a performance for others. It's all about finding a way to show how you are feeling that can help you to feel really good about yourself. Now, here are some different ways that the staff at Greenridge express themselves. So as we can see, we have Miss Gardner, who is expressing herself through cross stitching. Ms. Lee is making and creating something out, or a picture out of diamond art with her granddaughter. Mrs. Smith is drawing. She thoroughly enjoys expressing herself through drawing. Miss South is cooking up something in the kitchen. Mr. Wamford and Mrs. Mackey have expressed themselves through exercise. And we've got a few bakers in the school. Mr. Venton baked some delicious looking brownies. Mr. K is baking in his kitchen, and Miss Hawes created a afternoon tea all from scratch. So she baked it all from scratch for her family for VE Day. So these are different ways that the staff have expressed themselves, and I'm there painting some wood because we were building something out of wood on the weekend. So as you can see, this Children's Mental Health Week, we are exploring different ways that we can express ourselves and the creative ways that we can share our feelings, our thoughts, and our ideas. Now, there is a short video that I would like you to watch, so you can watch this after you have watched this assembly, and it's a great way for you to spot what ways other people are expressing themselves. So I think it's in this video that other people are expressing themselves through dance, through photography, taking lots of pictures. So it just shows that there are so many different ways that we can be creative and express ourselves. So when you watch this video, I would like you to think about how these people are expressing themselves as well. Now, why do you think this might be important? Now, finding creative, enjoyable ways to share our thoughts, feelings, and ideas, they can make us feel really good and help our mental health, especially when we face difficult situations or difficult times. Just like at the moment, we are in lockdown, and some of us are finding it difficult. And that's okay. So that's why it's really important for us to maybe find different ways of expressing ourselves, different hobbies, and different creative things to do. Now, expressing yourself matters, because when we do this, we feel good about ourselves, and it can help our mental health and well-being. And I just want to recap on what mental health is. So mental health is just like we look after our physical health, like our bodies, by doing things like exercising, eating well, and getting enough sleep, we also need to look at our mental health, which is all about our feelings, the way we feel, the way we think. So it's all about our minds, and also sometimes the way we behave as well. So even during these times when we can't see as many people as we would like to, lots of people have found creative ways to help them through it. It could also just be like gardening or growing plants. You might be doing mindful colouring, reading or writing stories, making models, dancing and baking. And then there's another video that I'm going to link below, because I would like you to watch that one, because that just shows what you can do even through lockdown. There are lots of other different things that you can do even when we're in lockdown to be able to express yourself. Now, as you know, we are all unique, which means we are all different, and we will find different creative ways to express ourselves. Finding healthy ways to express ourselves can make us feel good, happy, relaxed, excited, and connected. And I want you to remember that when we express ourselves, we don't have to be a fantastic artist or an incredible dancer. It's not about being the very best at something or putting on a performance. It's about expressing yourself and feeling good about yourself. Let's encourage each other to find lots of different ways to get creative and express ourselves. And I'm going to end on a story in a moment, linking to the fact that even mistakes can turn into something beautiful. Okay, and even if we do make a mistake with something, maybe we're trying to cut up a piece of paper to be creative, and accidentally we may have torn the piece of paper, but even that can be created into something beautiful. So I will talk about that in a moment. Now, here is a big question. How can we help and support each other to get creative and express ourselves this Children's Mental Health Week? Now, finding healthy ways to express ourselves is one way of looking after our mental health. I'd like you to think about what you are going to try this week. You might want to try something different, or you might want to share with a friend something creative that makes them feel good. Now, in the box below, I have placed a 1-minute squiggle game that you can try and an origami challenge. Now, origami is the art of paper folding, and all you need is a piece of paper for this. So you will find that if you and your friends completed this challenge, you will both have come up with your own individual ways of expressing yourself through that task, which is really interesting. So I will link those in the information box below. Have a go at trying out the squiggle game and the origami challenge, and let your teachers know what you did. You could even send a picture to your friend to see what they created out of the squiggle that you might make as well. It's a fun way of getting creative. Now, lastly, I am going to read one of my favourite stories called Beautiful Oops. And this shows that even a mistake can be made into something beautiful. And it just shows how we can get creative as well. So I'm going to now stop sharing. Thank you so much for continuing to listen. You are doing really well listening to me, because I know this might be quite long. Thank you for listening. I am almost finished, and I'm going to finish on a story called Beautiful Oops. Oops, a torn piece of paper. It's just the beginning. So they have adapted the tear and created the mouth out of an alligator. Every spill has lots. Can you see the picture? And lots, look like penguins, of possibilities. So even a paint spill, I'm sure lots of you have spilt paint before, can be created into something beautiful. Lots of different pictures. Bent paper is something to celebrate. Again, they've turned it into a penguin. A little drip of paint. What do you think they could change these into, these strips of paint? Let your imagination run wild. A scrap of paper can be fun to play with. A smudge and a smear can make magic appear. A stain has potential if you play with its shape. Holes in your paper are worth exploring. When you think you have made a mistake, oops, we all make mistakes, that's okay. And in here, there's a scrunched up piece of paper. I wonder what you could create and make out of a piece of paper, a scrunched up piece of paper. Think of it as an opportunity to make something beautiful. And they've created a sheep. So I think this just shows how even if we make a mistake, or when we do get creative, if things don't go the way that we want it to go, that's okay. We can still turn it into something beautiful and it will still make us feel good in ourselves. Now, one more challenge I would like to give you today and for the rest of the week. On Friday, I would like you to think about 3 things that have gone really, really well for you. So this could be that you are proud of some of the maths work that you completed. Maybe something that you found challenging, you kept going, you were resilient, just like Resilient Rita, and that's what you're proud of. Maybe you're proud of something that you've done at home, or you've really enjoyed spending some time with your sister or brother. There's lots of things that you can be really, really proud of yourselves or happy that you have achieved throughout the week. So please on Friday, have a go at thinking about 3 things that you are really pleased about, and please send them in to your teachers. They will be really, really happy to find out what you have got up to and what you are really proud of or happy about throughout the week. And we look forward to hearing about what you are enjoying doing at home. Thank you so much for listening to this assembly. I know it has been a longer assembly, so well done for sticking with me. I hope you have a great week, and you might even hear a bit more about Children's Mental Health Week because your teachers should be setting you a challenge linked to it as well. Thank you so much for listening. Take care and have a great day.